Yeah? Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, welcome to Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers Toastmaster Club. We are going to start the meeting, and first of all, in RSS, it is my part to say those three things. First, Toastmasters International was established in California in 1924 by Ralph Smedley. And today, Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs with membership exceeds 358,000 in more than 16,800 clubs in 143 countries. Second, Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers was established in Oregon in 19 September 2005. Originally as Feather Tongues, we are blended or hybrid club. Our members are around the world. RSS, that is how we call our club philosophy, is that you can laugh and learn. And third, the housekeeping protocol. We encourage everyone to check the internet connection, microphone and camera. During the meeting, we suggest you to turn off your microphone unless you are going to speak, and leave your camera on. For all role takers, please identify your role in front of your name. That's very important. For all speakers, please remember to pin video or timer and be aware of the speaking time allocation. And now I'm going to hand over the control to someone very special, someone with a warm and welcoming personality. The one and only, our president. Please join me with a virtual applause for Tiger.
Thank you, sir. For a second there, I thought you were going to introduce Michelle. Welcome, Toastmasters and special guests, to another meeting of RSS. We are excited. Today, Nizar is our Toastmaster of the day, and I am honored to introduce him. Our theme is about sports, which I love sports. I grew up playing sports. I am a huge sports fan, so this is going to be a fun meeting. Without further ado, let's unmute ourselves and welcome from Africa, our Toastmaster today, Nizar. Nizar, the virtual podium is all yours, sir. Did Nizar freeze up on us?
I think he may have dropped.
Yes, looks like he's frozen.
He's got a black screen, but he's still with us. So perhaps the grammarian or whoever is next, would have been next introduced, can step up and tell us the word of the day.
You want to go ahead?
Hello, everyone. So let me introduce our role helpers. But before, I would like to say that the theme of the day is sport and life. So our first helper is, I believe, grammarian. It's me. And I'm going to explain what I'm going to do today. So Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, as grammarian, It is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any, I hope I will hear that, misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So I prepared this PowerPoint slide. Bear with me. The word of the day, perseverance. It means a persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. The example is, he had perseverance in the face of obstacles. Please use it. So is Nizar there? No,
Thank
not
you.
yet. Okay,
Thank
great,
you.
great. No, I'm
Thank
so
you,
happy.
Asil. I'm very sorry for this, and I know there are many leaders here. They will step in whenever there is a problem in my connection. I count on you all. Asil, thank you very much, and I would like to start saying that I chose sports and life because sport teach me every day something new and help me to live a better life. I share the same questions with most of you, and I received some interesting lessons that you also learned from sport. I will start with Asil, our grammarian, because she started first. She said, sport calms our mind and allowing us to be ourselves. For Asil, she loved walking, and she wake up in the early morning when it is still cool and everything has just started waking up. She loved to walk at starry nights as well. She listened to the cricket and the breath of the sleepy city. She loved to walk under the umbrella, listening to the rain. She loved to walk under the winter, listening to the snow. Thank you very much, Asil, listening to this. And I'm going now to our counter. Counter for today. Let us hear from Yasmin Telwala. Give us a brief about your role as an counter. Over to you, Yasmin.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Welcome, everyone. I am today be your counter. Will be looking perseverantly on your counts. It doesn't mean I'm going to be looking only at but any destructive style that you may have, which my ears would abruptly pick is distracting from the key messages or is distracting in the way, the fluency of the speech. I will just note it down and will bring it back to you towards the end of the meeting. Thank you very much, and back to you, Nizar.
Thank you, Asil. If I may share one of Yasmin, thank you, Yasmin. Very sorry for this. If I want to share one of the great lessons that Yasmin shared with me, it's never too late to start something new. Yasmin learned swimming at age 32 and made her a champion in her own eyes. This is a great lesson, Yasmin. And now I'm going to hear from our timer, Konang. Can you give us a brief about your role?
Thank you, Toastmaster Denisa, and welcome fellow Toastmaster and most welcome guest. Today I am a timer. As a timer, I'm responsible for monitoring time for each meeting segment, such as prepare speeches, table topics, and evaluation. I will indicate the time using my stopwatch. Yes. And my colors, green at minimum, yellow at target time, and red at maximum. For example, for 5 to 7 minutes speech. At 5, I will show green color. Sorry. At 5, I will show green color, and at 6, I will show yellow, and at 7, I will show red color.
Thank you, Konang. Thank you.
Thank
Please
you.
make sure to pen Konang at your screen to make sure we all on time. And now, our first speaker of today, Shilpa. She shared with me a great lesson, and it reminded me with this. She said, you know, Nizar, I have learned that from sports that things may be tough, but not impossible. Yes, things may be tough, but not impossible. We may not have all the resources, but things shouldn't be impossible. It might be tough, but with an enough will, we can do it. Thank you, Shilpa, for sharing this amazing lesson with us. And Shilpa is delivering from her presentation mastery, project number 2, Understanding Your Communication Style. Her job title is DIAS. Her purpose is for Shilpa to learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. Her time is from 5 to 7, and her evaluator is Hitaf. Over to you with a big round of applause, a virtual one, Shilpa. Can you unmute yourself, Shilpa?
It's on. This thread, my friend, this is the thread of communication that has kept us all together, connected with each other through times like COVID. But what happens if this thread snaps, it breaks? No problem. We can just tie this together. Okay. I got it. Oh, but what is this? The knot? How do we keep our communication seamless without the knot? Mr. Toastmaster, dear members, and most welcome guests, today, join me in discovering, in taking the first step towards keeping your communication seamless. The first step is knowing about the communication styles. DIAS. The 4 communication styles as per Toastmasters website is D for direct, I for initiating, A for analyzing, and S for supportive. Let's understand these styles better with the help of a game. Mr. Toastmaster, if you would allow, I request everyone to unmute themselves and help me answer a few questions. I'll present a scenario and I would request you all to guess what type of communication is that. Are you ready to play this game?
I am ready.
Yes. Sure.
Okay, let's go then. The scenario is my mom has cooked up something for me. I try it and I'm like, Mom, I don't like this. Can you make something else for me? What type of communication style is that?
Direct.
Yes, exactly. That is D for direct. I am to the point and I'm focusing on the result. Next scenario. I am like, Mom, where did you learn this dish? Tell me more about it. What type of communication style is that?
Initiating?
Sorry?
Are you initiated? What
Yes,
was,
that's correct.
initiating.
It's initiating. I'm trying to initiate a conversation, trying to know the other person's thoughts or expressions about thoughts or feelings about the situation. The third case, I tell my mom, Mom, what all did you put in this dish? What type of communication would that be?
Analyze.
Yes, absolutely. I'm being analytical. I'm trying to analyze what is the thought behind it, what is actually the data, figures, the nuts and bolts of that thing. The fourth and the final scenario would be, I am like, Mom, this looks interesting. And what communication style would that be?
Supportive.
Yes, S for supportive. I am being supportive. Now talking about me, I would not say, Mom, this looks interesting. I would rather be, Mom, I don't like this. Can you make something else? Not because I don't have any feelings, not because I want to hurt her, just because I don't want her to make her oatmeal, chia seed, banana cookies over and over and over again for me. That is why. Just to uncover more about my own communication style out of these four, Toastmasters made me take a quiz. Now you should all start collecting money. No, not because the annual Toastmaster renewals is coming up, because my birthday is coming up. I, being a Libra, have never ever got a straight answer to any quiz I have taken. This one was no different. I landed straight between direct and initiative. I can be direct to my colleagues, telling them, guys, this thing does not work for me. Let's try something else. But there is a repercussion of that. People always don't appreciate that honest style of saying, and there would be setbacks in that case. My other style, initiating, I try to create an open environment for everyone, but what happens is not everyone's communication style is open and they cannot say what they are feeling quickly. So there are drawbacks to that communication style as well. Rather than thinking that, oh, I should be supportive or I should be analyzing or why I'm not this or that, I thought, let me persevere. Let me build on what I got here. So I thought, let's do something about my communication style. Going forward, what I would like to do is take my direct approach and add a hint of the supportiveness in there. It's like, okay guys, this thing does not work, but what else can we do? I am supportive, I guess, but I would be like adding more punch of that supportiveness into the cocktail of directness. And then the initiative part, I would be initiative, but because sometimes people get lost in that open environment, I would like to infuse more clear, objective questions so that they can pinpoint what they are feeling and they can analyze the needs. I will keep in mind my audience going forward in my communication styles. At this point, I would request you to please leave your comment regarding my communication style and help me improve. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Shilpa. We didn't only learn about your communication style, we also learn how to apply this to know ours as well. Thank you very much, Shilpa. And can you exit your screen? Thank you. Now, our next speaker, our president, Tiger, he can share with us a lifetime lessons about sport and life. One of the things that I learned from him, he said, if you want to do something, then you need to go all out. Tiger played sport for more than 50 years. He said, I learned as an athlete to play hard and give it my best efforts. I coached as well. He coached for 20 years and learned that winning is not as important as teaching good sportsmanship. Thank you for sharing this, Tiger. And Tiger is delivering from engaging a humor pathway, level 5, reflect on your path. His project title is DTM. His project title is DTM. And Tiger evaluator is Amy. Amy's favorite sport is cycling. And I learned from her that sport help us enjoying the moment, because she loves cycling, and it's a lovely way to get around and see the beautiful landscape. Going back to our interesting speaker, DTM, or yet to come DTM, Tiger, over to you. His time is from 10 to 12. Join me in welcoming Tiger.
Tiger, you need to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Miss DPE. When I was a kid, I loved cowboys, and Clint Eastwood was my favorite cowboy. At age 14, I finally got my chance to ride my first horse. My great uncle had a ranch, and he put me on a horse. I was so excited, I jumped right on, and within seconds, that was me. Flying through the air, and I hit the ground hard. My head hurt, my shoulder hurt, and as I lay face down in horse dung, my ego was battered and bruised. Now he got a little bit of a chuckle out of this, put his hand on my shoulder, gently got me back on the horse, calmed down the horse, gave me a few simple instructions, and for the rest of the day, we went for a ride out in the desert. And it was an experience that I still remember 40 years later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in 2016, I got thrown off the Toastmaster horse. And let me tell you, my ego was battered and bruised. Fortunately for me, someone came along 2.5 years later and put me back on that horse. Rejoining Toastmasters in 2019 was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, and certainly the best decision I've made in the last decade. Well, so there I am. Now I'm a Toastmaster again. I dust off my old manuals and dive in to get my advanced communicator goal. And I also dove into the dreaded pathways. I figured, okay, I'm going to start easy, right? I've been a teacher, I've been a coach. I'm going to take on effective coaching. I mean, how hard can that be? Little did I know, over the next 20 months, the experience the ride that I was going to take. First opportunities that came along were VPE and then VPM. I got encouraged to be a speech coach. I became a mentor. I got to be a club coach. Then came the opportunity recently to sponsor a club. Now, during all this time, I was also a protege. So I was involved in lots of roles, but the role that was the most interesting, which has been the greatest learning experience, has been being president of RSS. Now, when I first started, we were feather communicators. And at that time, we only had 6 or 7 active members. During my president tenure, the first 2 or 3 months, we got down to 3 active members. So looking back, you could say, you were a failure. And that would be a pretty true statement. It came time for me to do my HPL for this path of effective coaching. I met with Michelle at a small restaurant in Southern Oregon. This meeting changed my view of life in many ways. It was a significant, although short meeting. Her suggestion was that for my HPL that I take on feather communicators. And I said, okay, so my vision will be, let's get feather communicators to 8 members so that we can keep meeting. No. A vision is not just a simple goal. A vision is like a dream. I mean, dream, go big. How about let's get feather communicators back to distinguished status, 18, 20 members. So you want me to set myself up to fail? Like, no, you're confusing goals with a dream. Allow yourself to dream. Maybe the dream doesn't happen.
I just played one of my favorite games for 2 minutes and I have $5 towards Amazon.
In the trying, in the effort. Okay, so what the heck? I wrote down my vision, bring feather communicators up to distinguished status. So what did we do first? We reached out and got a couple of coaches. And the 4 of us, 2 coaches, Federico, Kim, Michelle, and I, set out, first of all, we're going to change the name, we're going to change the time, and find a venue because we're a blended club. So we're trying to go both online and generate activity in the local community. We changed our name to Roseburg. Roseburg's the largest town. So we figured, okay, that's a good start. Let's put that name in and try to attract some local people. I'm thinking to change the time and change the name, this is going to be like a short 1-hour meeting, no problem. 6 weeks later, we had a new name, Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers. And we had finally decided on a time, which would be 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Neither one of these were my first choice, but that's okay. Once the decision was made, I was like, okay, no, I can support this. This is great. Then COVID hit. One of the people who should go unnamed emailed me in panic and said, oh no, now we have COVID. We need to look and change the time. My response was, not over my dead body. It took us an act of Congress to get a time. We are not changing the time. So we moved forward. Our first meeting, all of us reached out to friends, and we had about 12 people at our first meeting, and it was an exceptional meeting. It was mostly experienced Toastmasters. It was just very well done. The next meeting, we had 15 or 16 people. Almost everyone that was at that first meeting, and many of you were there, came back, and several of you brought friends. The next meeting was in the 20s. we were having phenomenal meetings. And then, of course, the best thing that started to happen was people started to join. We had started out with 5, we got up to 7, then we had 10, got up to 14, 15, 17. I think we peaked out, I think right now we're at about 22. I mean, this thing just went viral. And it was just this huge effort by everybody, by all of you. And the positivity just grew organically. Now we have challenges. We've got to have a leadership team. And thankfully, putting together a leadership team was easy. It had a number of people that wanted to step up. And the leadership team that we have, highly motivated, highly intelligent people. The best part about them is that they communicate well with one another. Now, it wasn't all one big bowl of cherries. I mean, obviously, when you have 6 or 7 people communicating, there's going to be conflict. Now, I am not a boss. I like to lead from behind. My strategy, I've been a teacher, a coach, I've been a businessman. My strategy about bosses is this. There's only one thing worse than being a boss. There's only one thing worse than having a boss, and that's being the boss. I am not a person that's going to tell other people what to do. So again, fortunately, with my leadership team, for the most part, conflicts were worked out. When it comes to conflicts, I'm a coward. I am. I try to stay out of it as much as possible. Now, in terms of consensus building, again, great communication. The first real challenge we had was time. We kept going over time in our meetings. And that, people didn't seem to mind, people stuck around, but that's not a way to run a meeting. So the first idea that came up was, let's add 15 minutes to the meeting. I put this out to the leadership team, and it was pretty much unanimous that this was a good idea. So we put out a survey to the club, and almost everyone responded. Most people thought that adding 15 minutes to the meeting was a good idea. Not only that, but we got plenty of responses on what to do with that time. In other words, add a 3rd speaker, extend table topics to more people, have a table topics evaluator. These were all great ideas. And in our deliberations after that, what I came up with, kind of made an executive decision, was that instead of having just a set schedule, let's have some flexibility. Some meetings will have 3 speakers. Some meetings will extend table topics. Some meetings will have a table topics evaluator. And because of you, because of the wonderful job that our VPE is doing, and because you guys are flexible, this has worked very well. Now, going from 5 members to 22, of course, you're going to have some growing pains. It's hard to keep everyone happy. But so far, because of the communication, it has worked out quite nicely. And being president, quite frankly, been one of the best experiences of my life, and it's been pretty easy. I found out some things about myself. Now I haven't really been in a leadership position for about a decade. But prior to that, I'd been in a lot of leadership positions. I've changed some. Some things have stayed the same. My communication schedule, my communication is I am supportive. And in saying that, you notice in this speech, I've kind of left out names. And my speech coach encouraged me to do that because she's like, if you start mentioning names, you're going to leave someone out and you're going to hurt someone's feelings. So don't do that. I do want to say right now to every single one of you that I appreciate everything you guys do. Every meeting, you guys bring your best, and our meetings are phenomenal. The other thing I've learned about my leadership, I've become a little bit more patient in terms of consensus building. I'm still a leader from behind, and I'm still a coward when it comes to conflicts, but I've gotten better. Now, there's a couple significant things that I have learned from this experience. the most important is this. Goal setting and dreams. There's a difference between goal settings and dreams. Like for instance, I never set my goal to be DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster. However, I've opened myself up to opportunities and I am going to be a DTM. I'm okay now with dreaming and enjoying the process. So my challenge to you is endeavor to persevere. When you get thrown off that horse next time, get up, get some help, and take that horse for a ride. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster.
Just wow, very emotional. And thank you, Konang. Keep the good work. All right. I would love to speak and talk about two people, Ayu and Amanda. You know, both of them love swimming, but both of them perceive swimming and learn from it in a different way. For example, I have Ayu that says, I used to swim and it's all how to deal with our surrounding, coping with changes, because water can be challenging at a time and it can be a lot of fun as well. So Ayu like to have a lot of fun with the swimming. Amanda looked to swimming as it teach her to be disciplined. Amanda said, I used to swim competitively in my school and college. For me, it's all about discipline. She used to swim 50 lengths back and forth twice a day, in the morning and in the night, in her school life and in her college life. It's all about discipline for Amanda. Thank you, both of you, to share with us this amazing lessons. And now I'm going to share about our third speaker, Ayu. Ayu, she's going to deliver from visionary communication pathway and from her level 5, develop your vision, her speech number 2. Her time is from 5 to 7 and her title is from members to members for members. Her evaluator is Amanda. Over to you and join me welcoming Ayu.
Diversity. Diversity is our SS strength. From member to member for member. United in diversity. Like I said last few weeks, it is also the philosophy of my country. RSS, we can do it. Together we are strong. Fellow Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, this is my vision plan for RSS. And I propose that the club implement this. There are 3 things that I see as an important aspect we want to focus. First is communication, second is community, third is leadership. So this vision plan can also be my report to all of us as a club. As the VP of RSS on communication, I'm telling you guys, or most of you know about this. In Toastmaster, we have goals set by Toastmaster International. The whole goal consists of 10 points. 6 education points, 2 membership points, and 2 administration points. My focus as VP is on education. And this is also, at the moment, on level 1, we need 4 members. And we already have Amanda, and Sarah. Silpa and Yasmin just submitted last week. So if we go to DCP, it's not show up yet. On level 2, so that's 1 point. We have everybody named. Level 2, 2 members. Yasmin, not submitted yet. Tiger is coming up. That 2nd point. Level 2, another 2 member. Silpa is coming up because she's very fast in doing her pathways, and we need only 1 more person. Level 3, the next one, the 4th point. Level 3, 2 points. We already have Vicky and Yasmin not submitted. And on level 4, 5, and DTM, we have Asil. Another point for that is Tiger, from Tiger, DTM submitted, waiting for TI. It is under review. At the moment, I would like to say thank you all of us for your contribution toward Club Success Plan on Club Success Plan toward RSS DCP. Number 2, on communication, we have started mentorship program. At the moment, we have Federico for Sarah. We have Panos for Alice. We have Tiger for Nisar. We have Amanda for Rebecca, Ayu for Melva, and Kim for Kuneng. This is, all of them is member. The mentor is member, the protege is member. Next, on leadership, we want to have a succession plan to make whoever wants to be in the leadership next term, get ready, get prepared. How? We will invite everybody to come to me and say, if you want to be in the leadership, we will make a team. It can be 50 team, it can be 50M team, and it will start it by Sarah on RSS anniversary team 2 weeks from now. And Silpa as the chair, contest chair for RSS speech contest in December, end of December or beginning of January. So anyone who would like to step up, please. By those notes, we are in a good track. And what we want is only keep rolling, keep on pathway, keep speaking, keep taking roles, or wearing different hats. On meeting roles, on mentorship, on leadership. And for your information, meeting role duty, you can see that on the agenda. It's already there. Anything you need to ask, you can come to me or to all members, any other members who you trust. And on 28th September, we will have a new agenda again. We will put SAA. So anyone who would like to step up as SAA, you can do it. And on PPE corner. So this is what I call from member, 2 member, 4 member. And this is my vision plan. I foresee it and it's happening. Thank you each of every one of us for contributing. Toast.
Yeah.
If you believe that Ayu is doing a fantastic job as a VPE, join me in doing a big round of applause to Ayu. Well done, Ayu. And we all believe that you raise the bar high. Now, it's the fun time and we have a fantastic and exceptional topic master for today, for the table topics time. And before that, let me say also he likes swimming. We should name the club not Roseburg and storytelling, but swimmers and storytellers. Over to you, Federico, for the table topics. session.
Thank you, Nisar. Now we're going to speak about some sports and going deeper. But something important to remember, in this part, you're going to have 2 to 3 minutes. So don't go to 1 to 2 minutes, sorry. Michelle was the good reminder. And in this section, we're going to go deeper in sports. And since all of us, I'm sure you have played any sport in your life, let's go to something a little bit unexpected. And we're going to start with Marina. She needs to tell us what is the most hilarious experience she has ever had in any sport, even if it was from the school. So Marina, the floor is yours.
It's me?
Yes, there is only one person from the
Okay.
entire TMC.
I just joined this club meeting, okay? So now we're in the table topic session, and the question is, can you repeat again?
What is the most hilarious experience you have ever lived playing any sport? It can be football, it can be tennis, anything.
The most hilarious experience for me in my sport experience is this year. So before the pandemic, I was a member on a gym club. But because of the pandemic, all the gyms in my club in my city are closed. So I was thinking what kind of sport or what kind of workout that I can do with only 1 or 2 people. Then I found out that one of my friends was offering as a coach in a Muay Thai. So this year on February, I start my Muay Thai experience. For the first time, I put my hands on that gloves, that sock for the Muay Thai. The first time on day 1, after I did my Muay Thai experience, first time, I was so excited. I wish I can have that muscle. Woo! Whoa! Yo! After I put out my gloves, I found out that all my fingers getting bigger. There's a lot of scars. That was the first time that kind of hilarious for me, trying to be a kickboxer, a Muay Thai boxer. And then when I posted on Instagram, I'm trying to I'm cool, trying to be a Muay Thai boxer. But then I failed. After the second and the third meeting with my Muay Thai coach, I hands up. I can't do this anymore. And yeah, maybe that's kind of hilarious because that was the first time I did my new sport experience. Back to you.
Thank you, Marina. Hopefully we'll see you playing your next martial arts. And now we're going to go to Robin. Hopefully I'm pronouncing properly his name. And he should tell us if he could play any martial art and he could be a grandmaster, which one will be and why?
Hi, can you repeat your question again, please?
If you could practice any martial art, it can be Taekwondo, it can be Kung Fu, it can be anyone, and you could be a grandmaster, which one will be yours and why?
All right, so fellow Toastmasters, good morning to you and good evening from all over the world, wherever you are. Okay, so martial arts. I believe that a lot of you have watched movies on martial arts. We have like Bruce Lee, we have Jackie Chan, and then we had Jet Li. And then the last one, recent one, we have, the popular one is Donnie Yen. How many of you know Donnie Yen? No idea. All right, some people know, some people do not know. Okay, so Donnie Yen is the guy who made this movie called Ip Man. Ip Man is a real man. He passed away a long time ago. He's actually the one who taught Bruce Lee martial arts. So he's the teacher of Bruce Lee. So in this movie, the martial art that he's practiced is called wushu. And for me, I would really love to learn wushu. Why do I want to learn wushu? Because have you watched this movie? Have you watched how he tackled everyone? Oh my gosh, it's like crazy. He can fight against not one, not two, not five, but 10 men at the same time. Come on, guys. Who wouldn't want to kick some people's butt? Just, like 10 people at the same time. And you want to fight, you come in a fight and people want to tackle you. You just pow, 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 everyone down, done, finish. So for me, why do I want to do that? It's not just because I want to beat people up, but the thing about martial art is not about fighting, but it's about self-defense. It's about something that you want to protect yourself, you want to protect the people you love. And the whole movie is all about defending yourself, defending for what you love and for the people you love. Thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Robin. And now we're going to go to Harlina. Harlina, yes, you. There is no other Harlina in the place. Now, Harlina, can you tell us what has been the most extreme experience that you have faced playing any sport? Maybe it was when you were a kid that a guy throw a ball to you playing football. Maybe something unique, but extreme, something very radical that happened to you. Maybe you were riding a bike in your 40s and you didn't have any idea and you fell down in a cliff.
Thank you very much for your inspiration. I almost forgot my most extreme experience because maybe it was a bit traumatic, I think. It only happened last year. And well, it was quite extreme because I actually did not know what I was doing. I got an email from my college friend, and we rarely email to each other, only once a year. And all of a sudden she said, "Hey, Harlina, I'm coming to Bali." I was like, "Okay, let me book the hotel." And then she said, "Yeah, let's meet. We are going to have a bicycle trip near Ubud." I was like, "Okay, bicycle trip. Okay, I'm on." I haven't ridden a bicycle for 10 years. So I tried to circulate in the park near my place. And then the day came, and then I asked the guide, "How long is the bicycle trip again?" And then he said, 20 kilometers. I was like, "What? 20 kilometers? You know, the last time I was on a bike, I only did 1 kilometer. And before that, it was 10 years. I was like, okay, hopefully I will survive this. And then he said, I think he saw my scared face. And I said, okay, it's going to be downward the whole time, 90%. So you only have to cycle for 10%. Like, thank goodness. If not, I would not have survived it. Well, I'm survived it. I'm still here. But the only thing that I remember was the very icy fingers that I had in the beginning. It was so cold because it was high up in the mountain. But I survived. And next time I will ask the people. And next time when I'm asked to be on a bicycle race, I will ask, how long is the trip again? Back to you, to the table topic master.
Thank you very much, Harlina. And now let's come back to Nisara, who will carry on with the meeting.
Thank you, Federico. Now it's the evaluation part. We evaluate to motivate. We evaluate to improve. We evaluate to take ourselves to the next level. And the one will lead on that, the one and only, Michelle. Since June, Michelle's favorite sport is target shooting. Shooting, she said, requires focus, discipline, and perseverance. And of course, I love seeing how much I am improved. I am improving each time I engage in this sport. Please keep it away from us, Michelle. Shoot there, don't bring your shooting device to RSS. And join me in welcoming Michelle as the role of general evaluator. Over to you, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nizar. Wow, what an incredible meeting. I'm almost tempted to start giving my general evaluation comments already, but no, we start with listening to how magnificent our speakers were and to tell us how our first speaker, it is so hard for me to control myself because they were so good. I want to give comments already. So let us hear instead. Let me invite Hitaf to tell us or to share her comments, her evaluation on Shilpa's speech. Let's all welcome Hitaf.
So, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. We've all seen Shelpa's performance today. Dear Shelpa, good job. You nailed it. Give yourself a pat on the back. When she began speaking in the first 30 seconds, I knew very well what she's about to tell. The most impressive point was when she involved us in her speech. She involved all the audience with her. You attracted our attention to listen to you. When she asked us to open our microphones, you got the cake. And you got every single person in this meeting in your hands. You stole our ears and eyes to listen to you. We've all seen how she is an expert in her body language, haven't we? Her eye contact, moving her hands when she was counting like 1, 2, 3. Great work. You brought your speech to life. Dear Shelpa, your energy, excitement, especially when you was smiling all the time. Your eyebrows was moving up and down, raising up and down. It was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we were all amazed by Shelpa's voice vary. Her voice tune was going up and down. For example, just like when she said, "Mom, can I learn this dish?" It was amazing. Toastmaster Shelpa amazed all of us, didn't she? Her confidence is unbelievable. It had reflected on all of us. We felt excited to listen to her, even confidence to participate in her speech. And finally, your flow, ideas was well planned and structured. We could follow the road you was taking us through. When it comes to areas of improvement, actually, I couldn't find any. But I found one very hardly. Your speech was very tidy. Perfect work, Shelpa. Just next time, try to pay more attention to your poses. When you spoke in a good speed, but I felt we needed some long poses between point to another. You did a spectacular work, dear Shelpa. Keep it up. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster. General Evaluator.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Hita, for an incredibly concise and inspiring evaluation. Great job. If you ever have the chance to join an evaluation contest, go for it. And now we move on to our second evaluator. I've heard her speak, give incredible speeches, very passionate, and I've seen her grow from listening to feedback herself. Now, I believe this will be the first time that I will hear Amy giving feedback, and what a challenge giving feedback to a 10 to 12 minute speech. Let us all welcome Amy.
Thank you, Michelle. That was a lovely intro. Thank you. I'm really privileged to be evaluating Tiger's speech today. This is really, his speech was full of passion. Michelle had just used the word, but yeah, this was a passionate speech if I ever have heard one. Tiger, you introduced us with a tale of the young you, dreaming to be a cowboy. I can say you stand now looking like a mighty strong cowboy with how you powerfully delivered all your points in this speech. The moral behind the story to never give up, to get back, you know, it's okay to fall down, to get up and learn and move, just go forward. It's so strong. Thank you for sharing that. To bring in points of the speech itself, your use of humor was fantastic with the images behind you, and you were flicking from side to side. You had great stage presence when you drew your face forward to say certain points to us. You used you used your pauses really well. When I asked you what to look out for, you had said to analyze your pace and your vocal variety. You were concerned you'd go too fast, but your pace was great. You in the beginning, it was fast, but that was needed because of the story you were telling. And then when you said you had fallen off the horse and your uncle was telling you this, what to do and to get back, and he rode you and you went really slow, and that was so powerful. Recommendations that I could offer are maybe after your lovely little tale at the beginning, a little bit of signposting for where it was going, because it was such a big speech that we had ahead of us. So there was a point or two where it was like, okay, we're on this journey. But that's just a random, more sort of Toastmaster structured one. Another would be the timing. You ran a bit over time, so that's always worth checking that out. I know there's so much you want to get filled in, but yeah, just checking that out and trying to cut out those little bits to keep it down into time. And finally, I haven't pegged the timer, so I'm not aware. Oh yeah, so another thing, yeah, the one final thing was your presence was great and everything, but the hand clasping at the front was sometimes a little bit much, so just watch that. But otherwise, your presence was fantastic. You're moving around. You brought so much energy to this stage, and for 13 and a half minutes, you kept us all captivated, and you delivered such a powerful message for all of us. It wasn't about you, it was for all of us. So thank you for sharing that with us, Tiger.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amy, for rising to the challenge of evaluating that speech. And we move on now to our third evaluator. Again, an excellent speaker. I still chuckle whenever I think of the speech where she spoke as her dog. I don't think I'll ever forget that speech. And this time, I believe this might also be the first time that I've heard Amanda doing an evaluation, but I could be wrong. Let's all welcome Amanda.
Thank you very much indeed, Madam General Evaluator. And fellow members, guests, and especially Ayu. So Ayu is passion and energy guru deluxe of this club. I don't think I've seen a moment where she isn't fully engaged and impassioned about everything she talks about. And today was no different. She gave us a really impassioned vision for the club. and was totally inspiring. Did you notice her pace? Ayu has slowed down now enough for us to follow every word she gives us so that we can take it all on board. That pace was excellent. Keep that up, please, Ayu. The second thing I noticed was how she encouraged the members. She's inspiring us all to look at where we are presently on our paths and for future development. This is incredibly important, and this was handled beautifully today. I have two recommendations for Ayu because she isn't perfect. She's pretty damn close. My first one is that she looks at her hand gestures. She is impassioned. She speaks with her hands, but sometimes when we use our hands too much, we're distracting the audience. So think about deliberate movements that underline what you're saying, to give power to what you're speaking, and just make sure that you're not dazzling us with kung fu moves. The second suggestion I have for Ayu is that she demonstrates what she's saying, and she spoke about wearing 3 hats. I would have liked to have seen 3 hats when she was, no, I'm only joking about the hats. She demonstrated her passion beautifully by inspiring all of us as a very, very competent committee leader. So I want to summarize by saying the speech was delivered with passion and conviction. To have such a member-centric VPE in the club is so important. It is all about the members. We talk about members being important, but if there were no members, there'd be no club. So being member-centric is really vital. I have to say that RSS is very, very lucky to have Ayu as the VPE. She will make sure that the goals for the club are seen to. She will make sure that succession plan is developed well. Bravo, Ayu. Keep on doing what you're doing. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we are lucky to have evaluators of your caliber. Great job there, Amanda. And now we move on to our grammarian's comments. Asil, I love it when Asil speaks. There's that pacing that I think all of us can emulate. So let's welcome Asil.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. As Shilpa said, please join me in discovering. So we all joined. First, word of the day was used by Tiger, Michelle, and I will go through all the speakers that I heard. And first, Shilpa, things may be tough, but they can be possible. And I liked that she used the word to infuse. And Tiger, he used the word of the day. And if you need to learn something, you need to go all out. My ego was battered and bruised. Vision is like a dream, not over my dead body. Phenomenal meetings, I just love to hear that. Went viral. Positivity just grew organically. Endeavor that persevere. That was great. Thank you, Tiger. Ayu, philosophy of my country. We can do it. Together, we're strong. Ayu, when it comes to plural things, I noted that you don't pronounce S on the ending, like you said in Toastmaster, we have goals. You could say in Toastmasters. And also you said 1 member, 2 member, 3 member. You can say 1 member, 2 members, and 3 members. Okay, just be aware of that. Federico, thank God that I didn't participate your table topic session because I wouldn't be kicked out in my butt. I love that you used the word hilarious, and Robin said tackle everyone. Martial art is not about fighting, it's about defending yourself. And Harlina, your audio was kind of not clear, so I couldn't hear you well. So be aware of your audio, please. So maybe you'll adjust that. Nizar, we evaluate to motivate what's moving to evaluation session, and I loved Michelle being our general evaluator. I heard lots of good words, and she also used word of the day, focus and perseverance. Magnificent speakers were. And Hitaf, good job, you nailed it. I loved your energy. Attracted our attention. You had everyone in your hands. Brought your speech to life. Follow the road. Amy, speech was full of passion, moral behind the story. Brought some energy to the stage. Delivered a powerful message for all of us. And Amanda, your English is so beautiful. Passion and energy guru. Take it all on board. Future development. Handle beautifully. Dazzling us with kung fu moves. Member-centric VP. And RSS is indeed lucky to have IU as our VP. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Asil, for that very comprehensive grammarian's report. Let us now hear how we did on our as and ums and other filler words. Let's welcome Yasmin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, what I'm going to say perhaps is going to make you think that I did not do my job, but I have to really tell you that I really put my ears into all the ums, you know, so whatever I can hear. And really, I'm glad to let you know that I could not catch anything which is very distractive for any of the speaker. Rather, it is the other way around. Some of the speakers, prepared speakers, they were like really without any flow, any any so, nothing. When it comes to the table topics, there is a general phenomena that table topics, because we are speaking impromptu, we tend to have it, but we were really so lucky that none of our table topic speakers also had a noticeable filler words used, none. Evaluators were also sort of clear, and so maybe I will have to fill the room and say a lot of so, you know, just to live the role of the counter. But I would really like to congratulate you all for your perseverance of not using any of the filler words. But still, I would not go without challenging a couple of members. And if I have to pick up and give a challenge to those to just be a little bit careful for their fillers, which are really not distracting, but be careful, then I will perhaps give it to Emmy and Robin. So I throw this challenge to you both, noting very well that you are not distractive at all, but please be mindful of your so, etc. Thank you very much, and back to you, General Evaluator, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. Wow, I do agree. There were very, very few, anything that we could notice, maybe a few repeat words, but overall, fabulous use of the English language. In the interest of time, we had such great speakers, and of course, one of our speakers had a 10 to 12 minute speech, which exceeded a little bit. Therefore, we are now running short of our meeting time. I will very quickly give general comments, and perhaps our timer could just put the timer's report. She's already been doing a fabulous job all throughout. I agree with Nisar's comments about great job being persevering, Kunang, on the time. So we will just forgo the report for now. If it's okay, just type. You've already typed the time. And very quickly, our Toastmaster, very powerful start. You persevered regardless of having some internet issues. You've dropped off and you came back right in and you picked up where you left off. Great job on that. You gave some introductions which you researched beforehand. Again, that's a sign of a great Toastmaster. You had the energy, you led in the applause. I can't say that you were the best Toastmaster because I have been fortunate to see so many excellent Toastmasters, but you were definitely up there, Nisar. Keep up that great Toastmaster energy. Our evaluators were all fantastic. Our speakers were all great. What can I say? It sounds generic, but it's true. Everybody did a great job today. Our grammarian, our accounter was trying to say something even if there was nothing to count because there were no A's. But great job, Yasmin, you did it. You inspired us. And of course, our timer, as I mentioned already, was doing a fabulous job. All the speakers were great. I want to single out our Vice President for Education, because as I was listening to her, I was thinking, wow, this lady sounds like she's been a Toastmaster for 6 or 7 years, not 7 months. Excellent delivery, but also excellent preparation for the future. I'm already thinking, I know succession planning. I know who would make a great next leader of the club. So great, everyone. I am so inspired as the de facto, how should we call it, mentor way back then for the club. I am so delighted to see how much the club has grown, has just persevered, and now I can just sit back and relax and the club goes on. It's thriving. You guys make, you warm my heart. Seriously, even if it's a little cold out here today. So thank you so much. At this point, let us bring back our club president. Welcome back, Tiger.
Thank you, Michelle, for that fantastic GE report. Thank you, everybody. And as you guys probably figured out, the angel of mercy that got me back on a Toastmaster horse was none other than, drum roll please, Michelle, of course. Thank you, Michelle. This experience has changed my life and for the better. So all of you, once again, another fantastic meeting. I'm going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Please stick around afterwards. Love to get comments, especially from our guests, but also our members. So on 3, 1, 2, 3.